What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some wise words from Thoth, the Atlantean. He's known around the world as Thoth, T-H-O-T-H. Thoth is another way of pronouncing it. The word thought comes from the name Thoth, T-H-O-T-H. He's known to the Greeks as Hermes. He's known to the Africans as Dehudi, Tahuti, Jehudi, in various places around Africa. He's known to the indigenous Native Americans as Quetzalcoatl, Lord Pakal, Kukulkan. He's known to the Australians as Thoth. He's known to the Japanese as Wang Di, the first emperor of Japan. He's a worldwide phenomenon. Everywhere I go on this planet, I run into this guy. He's the real deal. And that's why I talk about it in my book, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. This is a limited edition hardcover, but this book has been a bestseller for 29 months straight. And so one of the things that he talks about in here, which is how to handle good and evil, how to deal with evil on a daily basis, and actually how to handle it. And so what he's really telling us in his ancient tablets, which I kind of broke down in my book, that's why it's called a compendium. It's a breaking down of the knowledge to make it understandable, is he's telling us something that a famous martial arts instructor used to say. He says, I am not teaching you how to fight. I am teaching you how to control evil. So, the words of Thoth and what he's talking about when he's talking about the dark brothers, the evil that's out here in the world, the influencers of darkness, and how we're supposed to overcome that and seek the light by using our light to defeat evil. He's not saying to go and battle evil in like hand-to-hand combat. What he's saying is we're teaching you how to actually manage and control evil. There's levels to this. This is a matrix. When you know how to bend this matrix to your will and maneuver through this matrix, you can make things happen for yourself. The secret, the ultimate secret, is learning how to control evil. You can't get rid of evil. You cannot get rid of it. Why? Because yin and yang permeate the entire universe. Okay? If you're on here now, share this. All right? Thank you for the badges, guys. By the way, if you give any donations by badges, all that money, 100% of it, goes towards kids' school book bags coming up in August. All right? 100% of it goes towards kids' school bags going into August coming up this fall, which is right around the corner. All right? And you'll see me buying them as usual, and I always post my stuff on Instagram, so I have accountability, so you see exactly what I'm doing. Okay? But we're teaching people how to manage evil, how to control evil. You can't get rid of evil. The more you think you can get rid of evil, the less control you're going to have over your own life, the more slippage you're going to have. You cannot get rid of evil. All you can do is control it to a certain point. Okay? And once you understand it, your life is going to become so much smoother, so much better. Yin and yang permeate the entire universe. Okay? If you even look in the biblical tales, Amun-Ra, who's actually posing as a creator of the universe, he's not really the creator because he's posing in the Bible, but he says, I create the good and I create the evil. That's in Isaiah. He says, I, the Lord, doeth these things. It's not Satan creating evil. It's not, it's embedded into everything. It's embedded into the fabric of space-time itself. So thinking that you're going to rid the world of evil, it will drive you crazy. It will drive you crazy, okay? Thoth has a solution to situations that might come up in your life, all right? So share this because a lot of people are going to want to hear this. When you're going through some tough times, hard times, situations pop up, the darkness is coming on you and you can't really figure out what the heck to do, how to get out of this situation. Thanks for the badges there. I see you guys with the badges. I appreciate it. All this money goes towards helping kids with book bags. So Thoth begins to talk about calling on the names. All right? Let me see if I can pull this up here. Thoth tells the reader to speak the following names aloud, but he's not saying names. He's calling on frequencies. He's teaching you how to create cymatic frequencies. These aren't actually names of people, he goes on to explain. These are cymatic frequencies that actually have power over the ether of space-time itself. You literally can control evil through cymatic frequencies. You can actually deter evil, you can bend it, you can manipulate it, move it out of your way. You can get a clearing through these key terms that were spoken by Thoth 36,000 years ago and told for us in this era, in this time frame, to use. He says, Thoth tells the reader to speak these following names aloud. Untanas, Quertas, Chaital, Goyana, Huertal, Samveda, Ardal. I'll say it again. Untanas, Quertas, Chaital, Goyana, Huertal, Samveda, Ardal. Those are not names of people. Those are cymatic frequencies as you're uttering with your vocal cords that literally go out into space-time. So the key to this is you're supposed to go into a quiet place and envision a circle around your body, and you're supposed to hold your hands straight up over your head, and you're supposed to chant this mantra of these frequencies. These are not names of real people. They are frequencies that, when spoken aloud, send a specific vibrational frequency that have a direct effect on your brain, and which in turn has an effect on your personal reality tunnel. Thoth instructs you to use this technique as needed, meaning that there is not a permanent, long-lasting effect, but that the effect may be temporary and may need to be repeated as needed. Okay? Iamblichus wrote that Pythagoras extended his ears and fixed his intellect in the sublime symphonies of the world, he alone hearing and understanding, as it appears, the universal harmony and coincidence of the spheres and the stars that are moved through them, which has produced a fuller and more intense melody than anything affected by mortal sounds. And he called the medicine in which he obtained through this music the name of purification, The Life of Pythagoras by Thomas Taylor. So what they're talking about here, he's talking about using sound as a healing frequency. He's talking about using sound as a way to get through tough times. Sound and frequencies and vibrations are the true future of healing, understanding, and also deterring evil. So Thoth, again, he says, by their names I call them to aid me. Free me and save me from the darkness of night. Untanas, Quertas, Chaital, Goyana, Huertal, Samveda, Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free me from darkness, and fill me with light. See ye not that the names have the power to free by the vibration that fetters the bind? Use them at need to free thou thine brother, so that he too may come forth from the night. So you can even utilize these frequencies sort of like a prayer for someone else to help free them from whatever's binding them, from whatever's holding them back. It's not a spell or a curse in the aspect of being witchcraft or anything. It's understanding that the frequencies that jingle through space-time control the illusion of our reality. That's in quantum physics. It's real science. And so what he's saying is conscious intent backed by the uttering of these frequencies can alter your reality tunnel and bend its will to your favor. Okay? Just something I thought was really important that some people need to understand, some people need to know. A lot of people ask me, how do you pronounce these frequencies in my book? So on page 118 in the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, Untanas, Quertas, Chaital, Goyana, Huertal, Samveda, Ardal. I use it all the time, and I'm telling you guys, it works. It works like a charm. It's really amazing. So check that out. There's another thing I wanted to talk about in here real quick that I thought was really important to share with you guys. Let me get to that page real quick. As you know, I'm doing a workshop coming up with Jimmy Church, Nick Pope. It's going to have Lou Elizondo, former Pentagon employee, the one that made the press release, the official press release that said that we are in possession of vehicles not of this world. Linda Moulton Howe, investigative journalist. It's going to be an amazing event. Richard Dolan, It's going to be an amazing 11-hour event on July 17th. Let me just read something to you from here on the Kardashev scale, the types of civilizations that exist. According to Russian astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev, civilizations can be separated into classifications according to their energetic consumption and disposal. For example, humans eat dead plants and meats, which sustains our energetic needs. Therefore, according to Kardashev, we are type 0 civilization, and we have not even made it into the scale yet. In other words, Kardashev's scale categorizes humans in humans are in the most lowly type of civilization. We're at the bottom of the list. We are the new kids on the block, guys. We just arrived here. We're just getting started. There are three main types of civilizations that exist according to Nikolai Kardashev. The types have been arranged into a scale called the Kardashev scale, okay? According to how advanced they are and how harnessing of utilizing energy they are. Additionally, others have added two extra classifications at the end of the Kardashev scale to make room for more possibilities. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4, and Type 5. A Type 1 civilization, which we are not yet. This type of civilization consists of species who can harness the energy from a neighboring star. These beings gather and store energy from the star to provide sustenance for a growing population. Abilities of these kinds of civilizations might possess would include having control over earthquakes, volcanoes, and weather. Even through these feats, it will be difficult for our current society to achieve, according to this scale. These are just basic, primitive levels of control. It is estimated that human beings may be able to become a Type 1 civilization within the next 100 years. And I believe that totally, because we went from a horse, buggy, and carriage 100 years ago to sending remote control cars and probes into space. In 100 years we did that. We have cell phones now that have the capability and the power in them of all the knowledge virtually on the entire planet. We can hold it in our hand. From 100 years ago, using a horse, buggy, and carriage, and hammering molten steel to make tools in sheds, to where we are right now today. A Type 2 civilization. The Type 2 civilization consists of beings who can actually harness the power of an entire star. This means they can control the star and not just the energies around the star. Even in our Type 1 civilization, it has been hypothesized that we may be able to control a star by using a device called a Dyson sphere. If you don't know what that is, look it up. They're amazing. This device will be used to encompass an entire star and then gather most of it, if not all of it, all of the energy, which might be able to create a gigantic reactor and harness the star's energy. Now, if you look at, I think it's Star Trek Beyond, or one of the newer Star Trek episodes, movies, I'm sorry, that came out, getting a lot of context here, one of the newer Star Trek movies that came out, you'll see that there's a Dyson sphere in there. Now, ironically, theoretical physicist Michio Kaku and several other theoretical physicists have analyzed an object in deep space that appears to be a star encompassed with a Dyson sphere. That's their official statement. It's an advanced civilization. That came out about 4 years ago. We found it through the Hubble Space Telescope. So in this workshop that we're doing, this 11-hour conference, it's about disclosure. And what we're going to be doing is talking about stuff that we can't talk about on the mainstream. We can only mention in private. We can't talk about Lou Elizondo, who's been on CNN, Fox News, ABC News, and every other news station you could think of. He can't say what he's going to say in on TV, but he can say it in our workshop. He can tell you in the workshop what he wants to really say, what he really wants to tell you guys, what he really wants to say. The former Pentagon employee with top secret clearance. Linda Moulton Howe, same thing. Richard Dolan, same thing. Jimmy Church, myself. There's a lot of information that we have. Don't forget, I have a space agency. I have a tech company with top secret clearance in private space. There's information that I can't say on social media. I can't say on Facebook and all these other big brands, but I can say it in a private conference. And so it's going to be an amazing disclosure workshop. You're going to hear some things that's going to blow your mind that you never thought even it could be possible or even exist. And you're going to get a really, really good idea of what's going on. I'm going to show you some images that were just released, and I'm going to decode these images for you and show you what's really there. What's really there behind the obfuscation. And it's going to blow you away. You've been looking for life in space or life on other planets and 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 million light years away. The life on other planets is right above our heads. A type 3 civilization. In a type 3 civilization, there are a species that becomes a master race. They know everything there is to know about energy. To become this type, thousands of years of evolution are required, biological and mechanical. It would be reasonable to think that in future generations, when humans reach this stage, they may be much different than the humans we know and love today. These types of humans may be cyborgs, or cybernetic beings that consist of biological and robotic body parts. Humans as we know them today may even become a subspecies of that kind of society. In all likelihood, biological humans would probably be seen as inferior, unevolved, or even disabled by their cyborg counterparts. We see that going on already. We see the push for this kind of thing going on right now today. We see this. And without controls put on this, without parameters put on this type of advancing technology, human beings could be pushed down to the bottom of the totem pole. And when an AI, technological, advanced, biological, sentient being realizes that they don't need us anymore, then what happens to us? These are the things that we have to consider as we try to advance technologically and become this, these different levels of civilization, which are going to occur in some way, shape, form, or fashion. How can we control what the outcomes are? How can we control the advancement of our race and species without allowing ourselves to create an abomination that can destroy us? These are some of the things we have to face. This is why it's important for people to be on board and understand what's really happening out there, so we can work together to stop these kind of situations from taking control and, so quote unquote, Skynet go live and basically, eradicate the human race. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm letting you know that we have the capability of creating technologies that unfortunately can do that. And so it's not the aliens we got to be afraid of. It's us we got to be afraid of. We got to be afraid of our own self. We have to stop. We have to, at some point, stop creating technologies that can destroy our own selves. If I'm an alien flying through this sector of the galaxy, and I got my sensors reading out, and I can sense this planet, and I can scan the planet, I'm like, oh wow, there's technology down there. Oh, they have advanced ballistics down there. Interesting. Let me go take a closer look. So I zoom in for a closer look down there. All right. And then all of a sudden I see, oh yeah, they got 3,843 nuclear missiles. They're capable of splitting the atom. They've really come a long way. Oh, this must be a defense system to prevent outside enemy or outside entity from invading their planet. Oh, let me scan these codes real quick to see where these missiles are aimed. Oh, wait a minute. I thought these were intelligent beings. All of these nuclear devices are aimed back at their own planet while they're still sitting on it. And with people out here worrying about aliens attacking us. No, guys, we're the danger. We are the true danger to our own selves. We got thousands of nukes pointed back at ourselves with no escape hatch. We're sitting here on the planet with bombs pointed at ourselves. And guess what? No, you can't say, oh man, those elites and those people, they did this in the military. No, we did this. All of us, me, you, and everybody else on this planet. We did it. You know why? Because we allowed it to happen. We allowed it to happen. If you're at home and there's an intruder trying to get into your house, are you just going to sit back on the couch and let the intruder come into your house and run rushshot all over your house and take whatever they want and walk out? You're just going to sit there and look at them and laugh and let them go ahead about their business and say, oh, they made it happen, they did this? Or are you going to try to stop the intruder from coming in your house and taking all your stuff? At what point do you stand up and say that enough is enough? You see, this is why divide and conquer has to end. We have to stop falling for this divide and conquer tactic that they've been pushing all over the world, keeping everybody separated by language, by speech, by race, by color, by religion, by gender identities and all the other crazy stuff. It's all divided. It's all designed to keep you fighting each other so that they can continue to do this stupid stuff to destroy the planet while you're still sitting on it. That's what it's all designed to do. And I'm going to cover this in my workshop extensively, and I'm going to show you evidence and proof proof of breakaway civilizations that already exist, and where these breakaway civilizations exist, and why this planet is always being run into the ground, why the economy is being run into the ground, why they don't give a damn about you. That's why. I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you what's really going on. This goes on to a type 4, type 5 civilization. This is all in my book, Compendium of the Immortales. This is not just about ancient history, guys. This is about the history of mankind from ancient times going into the future. Where were we? What's going on now and where we're headed, and how to seek the light, how to gain the light, and how to stop, like Thoth calls them, the brothers of darkness. How to control evil. That's really what it's all about. How to control evil. And when you understand that, and you understand how to control evil, you understand that all these fake divide and conquer tactics, politics, left, wing, right wing, and all this other stupid stuff has got you out here running around looking like a chicken with your head cut off, and that 7.7 billion people can't continue to run around like chickens with their head cut off, fighting one another over dumb stuff, while less than 100 people control what you hear, smell, think, taste, touch, eat, see. Whatever you want to do, they control it. You have no say-so because you allowed them to do that. Stop pointing the finger at them and blaming these people, and start blaming yourself. Because we're all sitting around watching the world burn. We kicked our feet up and we're watching the world burn every single day. And we're participating in their system every single day. With pleasure we participate. Now, I understand that the matrix hasn't been cracked completely yet, so there's certain things we have to utilize in this matrix. But at some point we have to realize that the future plan, this is a step-by-step process. Okay, in this step here, we got to know how to manipulate the matrix. We have to know how to play in this matrix. Then the next plan is what? We have to learn how to work together and love one another and treat each other with respect and dignity. And then what's the third step? The third step is to organize. Organize. Not for picketing and riots, and we're not going to go to war with anybody. We're not going to go get guns and go shooting people. That's dumb. That's stupid. All we have to do is stop participating. Yeah. It may be 5 years, 10 years from now, whatever it's going to be. It's going to happen. But it won't happen until we're all on the same accord. Until we all have a certain level of respect, dignity, and understanding of one another. Where we are in this world, who we are, the power that we really truly have in us. The power that we have to take back control of our planet. And then at that point, we will realize, oh, let's organize, guys. Okay, on this date, X date, nobody's going to go to work. Nobody's going to pay their mortgages and loans and car payments, and nobody's going to pay their taxes. We're going to go to the bank and request all of our money. Only 15% of the people will get the money because there's only 15% cash available on the entire planet. There is no money. It's all digital zeros and ones. Doesn't even exist. And then we're going to stock up on food as well before we do that. And we're going to have our energy supplies. And then within 1 week, they'll be begging to negotiate with us. Begging us. They'll be begging us to negotiate. Because everything will come to a complete halt. You see? That's true power. That is true power. That is how you take control of a planet. Through unity. Not through crying on TV and picketing and rioting and running up and down the street, carrying on, making all kind of noise with clankers and screaming out loud and all this kind of crazy stuff. Kneeling down in front of policemen and all this. That ain't going to do nothing. What you do is you unify, you unite, you organize, and then you stop participating. It's a 3-step process, guaranteed to free you, guaranteed to give you pure, unadulterated freedom, guaranteed to give you the ability to negotiate and control evil on this planet. Evil will bend. You put a boot on the neck of evil, but it will never happen as long as you guys keep falling for the divide and conquer. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. There's no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. The only thing that exists is a group of hegemonic oligarchs that torture men and women worldwide. That's the only thing that does exist. There is no left ring, right ring. That's an illusion. All sheep go to slaughter. What is the, like Dr. Stephen Greer said, what is the color of consciousness? What is the color of consciousness? That's his quote. What is it? What's the color? What's the color of your spirit? If I go around right now and line up 100 random people from around the planet and put their hearts all on the table, then I want somebody to come down the line and tell me what race, creed, color, or origin this heart came from. Just give me the guess. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Okay? So again, guys, we gotta learn how to control evil, like Thoth says in the Emerald Tablets. We gotta learn how to control evil. We gotta know how to control it, not only for ourselves, but also on this entire planet, period. Period. That's how we gotta do it, all right? So anyway, I'm gonna end up on a positive note. A lot of great stuff going on. The workshop, the link is in my bio to the workshop. Click the link in my bio. July 17th. It's gonna be powerful, 11 hours. There'll be a replay for life, unlimited for free for the replay. Once you register for the event, you'll watch it on Forbidden Knowledge TV in the pay-per-view section, but you won't have to pay. And it'll be on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, iOS and Android apps, and of course the web, forbiddenknowledge.tv. The new branding is coming out now, little by little. There's a press release going out probably the beginning of the week. This is the now considered the classic logo, and we have the new upscale logo as well. So we have the classic logo and we have the new logo, which is now beginning to start to get integrated. The video textures and the posting textures are all going to be more consistent, with a consistent theme and a consistent font as well. And there's a lot of new news coming out in reference to the True Crowd platform, the stocks and shares becoming available for Forbidden Knowledge TV. You can only watch, not only can you watch Forbidden Knowledge TV, but you can be a part owner. And the Forbidden Coin, and all that's coming up within the next few weeks. It's going to be a lot of big announcements coming out. I kind of had to pull back for a minute to do a lot of paperwork. I probably did over 1,000 pages of paperwork in the last couple of weeks, but it's worth it. And everything finally is signed, sealed, and delivered. So a lot of great, big things getting ready to pop off. And people be questioning, like, why are you trying to put this information on TV? Well, why not? There's stuff in there, garbage down my throat 24/7. There's stuff in junk down, my family's throat 24/7. When I had kids, they didn't think about showing my kids this crap. So why am I going to put up with that? I'm one of the 7.7 billion that ain't playing that game. I create solutions, period. And I'll find any way I can to get my foot in that door. You see this book right here? You see this book? This is my foot in the door book. 688 pages. Woke doesn't mean broke. I wrote this book to help people understand how to navigate the financial matrix and combine that with spiritual concepts at the same time. You know why I wrote this book too? The underlying reason why I wrote this book? Because this is considered a book that can go mainstream. And then this gets my foot in the door. And then once my foot gets in the door, I'm dropping knowledge. You see? You have to outsmart these dark brothers, like Thoth tells you in the Emerald Tablets. You have to learn how to control evil. And to control evil, you have to understand the art of war. You really have to understand the art of war, period. If you don't understand it, you'll be sitting back whining and crying and complaining for the rest of your life, making no solutions for anything. I'm a solutions provider, period. This is my door opening book. I open a lot of doors with this book. Why? Because it covers a lot of stuff that mainstream people want to talk about. How to get a tax break when donating timeshares, charitable donations and taxes, making life easier and more fulfilling, starting success habits early, credit use during college, conquering your student loan debt. This is stuff people want to hear. It's right on the gray line. Gets the doors open. You're going to see me talking about this on TV, talk shows, morning shows, all kind of shows. And now I got my foot in the door. And when my foot gets in that door, I'm going to pull that door open. I ain't playing no games. I'm not a kick my foot up on the table and just sit back and watch the world burn kind of guy. You hear people talk about during slavery, I'm the slave that jumped off the ship. I'm not even the slave that jumped off the ship. I'm the slave that never got on the damn boat in the first place. That's what I am. I'm going to die on the ground where my ancestors were. I'm not getting on no damn boats. Once I see these guys stuffing this gun and then I hear a pow and then I realize it takes them another 3 minutes to stuff a gun again, the barrel again. I'm like, click, 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 click. Okay, guys, let's get together. It takes them, there's 20 guys, there's 1 million of us. It's game over. I'm not getting on no damn boats. That's how I think. I'm the guy that, I'm the slave that didn't even get on the boat. And we all got to start thinking like that, because we're all being mentally, physically, financially enslaved somewhere on this planet. Every single race, creed, and color of us. And at some point, we got to learn how to control evil. That's the message today. We have to learn how to control evil. All right? Again, July 17th, check out the link in my bio. It's the Forbidden Disclosure Conference. The Forbidden Disclosure Conference. There's 6 of us. We're going to talk to you for 11 hours straight. If you can't watch the whole 11 hours, you can come back and watch the replay. But we're going to be dropping some serious, heavy, heavy, heavy duty information. Stuff that we can't say on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Can't say it on YouTube for sure. Forget about that. That's canceled. You can't say it on nothing. All you can do is talk about it privately in a private conference. And that's what we're going to do. All right? And it's going to be very enlightening. It's going to wake up a lot of people to what's really going on out here. And how do we get to the next level as a species on this planet? How do we learn how to control evil at the most fundamental level? How do we elevate as a species on this planet? So that we can build this, what you see behind me. You see that? Legacy. That's what we got to learn how to build. Legacy. What are you leaving behind? What are you here for? What's your ultimate goal on this planet? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to, just live paycheck to paycheck? Are you just trying to live your best life and forget about future generations? Or are you trying to leave a legacy on this planet? All I want to happen to me when I'm gone is people talking about me 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now. That's what I want to happen. 3,000 years from now. Why? Because I'm transferring fractals of my consciousness into millions of people, eventually into billions of people. How does that work? Well, I read the Emerald Tablets, right? Written by Thoth, the Atlantean. That came out of his brain. So it went from the consciousness platform, his thoughts, down to a 2-dimensional book platform. So he downloaded the conscious platform to a 2-dimensional platform. That's, lines, right? Scribble scratch on pieces of paper. In his case, a tablet. Then I came and I observed that information, and photons pinged off of those words that came from the etherical consciousness platform, and then those photons bounce off of that 2-dimensional object with that encoded wisdom in them and go into my retina, then go to the back of my brain and get decoded by my brain. I just downloaded consciousness from Thoth. A fractal of his consciousness now exists permanently in my brain, forever. When you read anybody's book, that's what happens. When you watch anybody's thing that they've ever done that came out of their consciousness platform, and you observe it and you take it in, it's a part of you then for life. Fractals of my consciousness are going to persist for eons. Legacy. Under legacy, what do you see? Mindset. That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's about for me. I'm not out here trying to play no games. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh like everybody else. At the same time, it's all about how can we learn how to control evil? How can we learn how to help regain control of this planet? And I assure you, yes, aliens do exist. But the true threat is not coming from outer space. That's what we all need to understand. That's what we really, truly need to understand. All right? Last thing on a positive note is the Rolls-Royce raffle giveaway. Okay? Still going. That's the key to that ghost. Some of y'all have seen me crank it up in my garage. I'm in the house now. It's in my garage right now. I have 2 ghosts. So I bought a new one, and I'm giving away the old one on a raffle, $50 a ticket. Go to 4Biddenknowledge.com with the number 4, or click the link in my bio, 4Biddenknowledge.com. Go on giveaways, or click the link in my bio for the Rolls Royce giveaway. And Fill out the raffle ticket. December 18th is the drawing. It's going to be at the Rolls-Royce dealership in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's an independently drawn raffle. You can come down there live in real time if you want to be in the area. If you're in the area, hang out with me that day while we do the raffle. Sign autograph, take photos, selfies, whatever. Sign your book if you bought one or whatever. We'll be down there at the Rolls-Royce dealership. They're going to host the actual giveaway at the Rolls-Royce. And whoever wins, no matter where they are in the world, their car will be shipped there. So we'll have a virtual delivery. If they're out of the area and they can't get here, we'll have a virtual delivery, which we'll record on video, and then we'll put it on flatbed, ship it down to a port, send it to wherever it's got to go. If it's out of the country, if it's in the country, you can come down to the dealership in Fort Lauderdale and take delivery live, or just stay at home and we'll deliver it to you and record it. I'll probably fly out to wherever you are and record that delivery as well for the Forbidden Knowledge TV. All right, so the money goes towards helping underprivileged children. It helps for three things actually. One is holiday gifts. I want to do 4,000 holiday gifts this winter, and it also does the single family final notice electric bills, and also again for those school supplies run out fast. So going into another round of school supplies for the underprivileged children. So it's going to really be a very, very good cause. Okay, and everyone who buys a raffle ticket gets 6 months of Forbidden Knowledge TV automatically. Even if you're already a subscriber, you'll get a 6 month off your bill. You don't have to pay anything for 6 months. Okay, so check it out, forbiddenknowledge.tv. The link in this bio is forbiddenknowledge.com for the raffle giveaway. And of course, if you go on forbiddenknowledge.com and click on workshops, or click on directly to the Forbidden Conference, you can get your tickets for the conference on July 17th. All right. Peace and love, guys. I'm going to be doing a workshop this weekend, and they've been pinging me nonstop to have me come on and test my connectivity. So I'm going to do that real quick and make sure everything is working fine with that system. I have to do a workshop tomorrow for about 3 hours for contact in the desert. All right. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. I hope that some of you got something out of this live today. And thank you everyone for the badges. Those badges will help pay for school supplies in August for kids going back to school this fall. All right, I appreciate you and I love you. I'll be back tomorrow.